Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what's happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now in CoinMarketCap, XRP is still around 19 cents, but it looks like a lot of the other coins are in the red today. But now guys, before we jump into news, I'd like to say I'm not a financial advisor, nor is financial advice, it's just entertainment value only. XRP Crow has tweeted out.
So the use of XRP is probably threefold. I guess I told you about two of them already as a substitute for Nostros, as a bridge currency, and initially it was also a mechanism to stop denial of service attacks on the network. So really, it was never designed for buying coffee. So our positioning for XRP is really as a wholesale digital asset, and we're licensed to sell that out of a fund that we have in New York as exactly that, for that purpose.
So you're saying, I mean, it's mostly used by banks, but is it only for banks now? Or do you think there will be some other use cases?
So I think the starting point was certainly this primary use case for cross-border transactions. Now, we've gone there because obviously there's big money there, and therefore you want to solve big problems. So we have many, now a lot of MSBs or PSPs, beginning to sign up to Ripple because they compete with banks. So we are not saying that this is only for banks or only for somebody else, but really, ultimately, all of these financial institutions have to transact with each other, and they'll do that only if they know and trust each other. So from that point of view, joining the club means that we're creating a RippleNet club, which, for the first time, in 40 years, there's a new network coming together of both banks and financial institutions who want to use this technology, but also what we call the Ripple Rulebook, to be able to transact comfortably with each other.
So there you go, guys. XRP was never designed for buying coffee. Our positioning for XRP is a wholesale digital asset. Galcatron has tweeted out, boom! MasterCard accelerates crypto card partner program, making it easier for consumers to hold and activate cryptocurrencies. What do we see here, guys? MasterCard comes into play now, so everything seems like it's progressing again, guys. Hold and activate cryptocurrencies. XRP speculation has tweeted out, Bank of Jamaica is asking tech providers to help them launch a CBDC. At Ripple at Bright Garland House, get on this ASAP. Look at this, guys. Bank of Jamaica is coming in. Innovation to pilot for central bank digital currency, CBDC. Bank of Jamaica hereby extends an invitation to providers of technological solution for the provision of a central bank digital currency in Jamaica. The CBDC must be in the form of digital fiat currency. As Cecilia tweeted out,
you're going to have a fantastic third quarter. It'll be a third quarter the likes of which nobody has ever seen before, in my opinion. And the good thing is the numbers will be coming out just prior to the election, so people will be able to see those numbers. The fourth quarter, likewise, will be extremely good, and maybe most importantly, from the standpoint of our country itself, next year will be a historic year. You're going to have a fantastic...
So, you are going to have a fantastic third quarter. The numbers will be coming out just prior to the elections. The fourth quarter, likewise, extremely good. Next year will be a historic year. This is huge, guys. Who knows what awaits us for the rest of this year, 2020. Pison tweeted out,
it's fixed at 21 million, that's all that there can ever be. And in fact, I told you this 5 minutes ago. And this is true if you look at the Bitcoin code and so forth, but the reality is that that code can be changed. The blockchain can be forked if 51% of the people agree to go down a fork. So somebody tonight could say, let's change it from 21 million to 30 million. And if you can get 30% or 50% of the people to follow you in the direction of a different limit, the 21 million would be gone. What this reduces to is essentially mob politics, that anyone who can get 51% to go down that fork, and we've seen a lot of politicians around the world get people to follow them for crazy policies. We don't need to name any names, but some should come to mind pretty quickly. I told this to the central bankers, that this is monetary policy by the mob. They're trying to replace you with rabble-rousing charlatans, and they all everyone agreed that this is far worse than the enlightened central bankers and so forth. Now, let's talk about the central bank going into the business. Yeah. It's a good question. Like, who are the voters on Bitcoin? You know, it's people who operate nodes, but anybody can hook up and become a node operator right now, right? So I have a whole nother lecture on, like, what's it mean to be democratic and what's governance mean. If you wanted to crash the Bitcoin network, you just need to double the network plus one machine. And then you have 51% by yourself, right? Now, what would this cost? $200 million of hardware? And this seems to be an arbitrage condition that is somehow violated in the market. Who would have a motivation to do this? It's not hard to think of people, you know, like Chairman Kim, Chairman Putin.
So that was a very interesting video. BTC, a hedge against money printing? Not the full story, eh? Now guys, we're to the fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now this is quite interesting. XRP HODL tweet out, every now and then QAnon and Bearable Guy 123 have odd similarities in images, words used, etc. I wonder why. So if we take a look at this, we can see that right there, which is very similar to that right there. If we go to the next tweet, IMF right there, QAnon right there, and then Bearable Guy 123. So guys, looks like everything seems to be connecting from every different part. Next tweet comes from Dirafula. It's not about XRP. It's about having a lot of money to do a lot of things, like rewriting history or digging deep enough to reach some very old ruins or rebuilding Atlantis. You know, things everyone thinks as fairy tales. But you guys can check this out. If we go right here, an in-depth analysis has very interesting results. We have separated XRP investment in 3 stages. One of these stages takes into account fake insiders. Stage 3 includes my price prediction of $50 and end of this chapter. There we go guys, we've seen another $50 come into play of XRP's price. XRP Pirate has tweeted out, 21st of July, seems a lot of announcements are due. SBI going live with ODL, Bank of England announcement on tech partner, Donald Trump saying that big and never seen before things happening. What a time to witness XRP community. So again guys, remember tomorrow is the 21st of July. Lots of things. Tomorrow's going to be huge. We'll have to see what happens. 2020 XRP has tweeted out, apparently Ripple is going to make an announcement tomorrow. I've heard this from multiple people. Now a lot of people have been tweeting this as well. So guys, will we see an announcement tomorrow from Ripple? Obvious Rise has tweeted out, it doesn't get any clearer than that. A new payment system has been under construction for several years now. The Fed is going to be profoundly transformed. Are you still skeptical that XRP will be the bridge to all other currencies? Read. You guys can again pause the video and take a look at this right here. Federal Reserve improving the US payment system. XRP Goku has tweeted out, this is by far the most amazing picture I've ever saw from the XRP community. Love it. So this is a pretty cool photo right here. Look at this. We can see David Shore's Brad Garlinghouse, all the bananas. It is a really cool picture right here. We can see the moon, guys. Moon soon. I'll just tweet out. Now we're going to take a look at this right here, but we can see he has tweeted out a lot of stuff. You guys can go ahead and investigate further. So, is flipped. XRP will go to 9.1k and Bitcoin to 19 cents. Bitcoin is a distraction, experiment and test run for XRP's value. So based on this, which has not let me down yet, December 3rd should price at around $2,018. That is saying gold doesn't explode to say 7k plus. Bitcoin is. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about how XRP should go to this price and then Bitcoin to this price? What do we see in the prices of both coins right now? Isn't it quite interesting? X Anderson has tweeted out, in a way we are plumbers. Brad Garlinghouse. You don't turn on the water until all the pipes are connected beneath the ground. You turn on the liquidity when the job is finished. The remittance is just turning on water in the sink for a couple of seconds as a test, guys. Makes sense. Until all the pipes are connected. Patience, guys. Next comes from Robert Cox. The people who talk about quitting their jobs when XRP moons are the same people who will be begging for one in 24 months. Once XRP moons, grind even harder. So again, guys, think about what you will do with the money once XRP moons. The final tip for today's video comes from Mr. Apul. What do we see here? We can see that right there. Now let's take a closer look at this video. So that was quite interesting. We could see a lot of different things. Enjoy the show. If we go down here, smile, be happy, prepare overnight, guys. Prepare overnight. Once again, overnight comes into the play. Smile and be happy, guys. But who knows what's going to happen at the end of the day. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Feel free to be a member of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And you guys, see ya.
This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do. And he hasn't even got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm, the perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates, money's free, you stupid. Massive chaos. And Donald's going to rip the mother economy apart. And he's going to for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never going to get anything better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience. This is it.
Sometimes I don't want to hear what Dan has to tell me. But as I wrote in one of my blogs, the old man, he's always right. Because he's telling you what you don't want to hear about yourself, but what you know is true. And that is, you're not stepping yourself up. You're not stepping your game up. And you get caught up in fear. As Dan says, false expectations appearing real.